Hey everyone, super excited. Welcome to another episode of The Long Game. We have beautiful sound healing facilitator, breathwork facilitator, specializing in meditation and also now offering coaching, Miss Amber Beath of the Soulful Flow Studio in, is it Katamandra? How do I say that?
Cootamundra. Yeah,
Cootamundra. I've
yeah.
never been there, but that's like an hour or so from Wagga Wagga, which I've toured through many times, and Canberra, a bit too cold for me to tour down there these days. But a huge
Definitely.
welcome. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
taking the time to be here today.
Incredible. Thank you so much for having me. It's a very, very much of an honor.
This is an epic story, and you know what you're going to share about sound healing and your journey with this facilitator training is a huge inspiration. The mission with this is to inspire people maybe that have self doubt if they can actually do this and what's really landed for you. So, I guess
Mhm.
before you started the sound healer training, where were you at with your sound healing and your music? You'd already had some experience, right?
Yeah, so as I'd mentioned to you before, I had learnt piano a very long time ago
Yeah.
in early high school days. It was, I don't want to say it was a traumatic experience, but it definitely wasn't an experience that I loved.
Mm.
I found it was just so rigid and it was most likely the teacher as well. Just, I didn't really vibe with them and their
Yeah.
teaching style. Um, and so I had only just recently purchased my own set of sound bowls. And I had done like an introduction to like how to utilize them. And so then I was looking to sort of advance beyond that and then not just keep playing them in my lounge room.
It's been so beautiful to have your energy in the group as well. Like, yeah, you're just such a beautiful, bright, shining light. I love it. So, I guess I'm curious, like, what was holding you back from stopping, what was holding you back or stopping you from stepping more into sound healing in the past?
Sure. So I definitely think it was that self doubt piece. And I
Yeah.
felt like because it was a relatively new concept for me as well, like I'd been to sound healing experiences and that kind of stuff before,
Mm.
but I just felt like I was not trained enough to be able to guide myself, let alone a group of people, through that
Yeah.
type of experience. And so then I was, as I said, I was looking for something to be able to help give me that additional knowledge and confidence to then go and experiment with it and showcase it to people.
What I guess what made you say yes to joining this training? Now you had a friend, a mutual friend, say some good things about me, but was there like a vibe as well, like when we chatted or anything you saw?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, obviously, I'd sort of announced that I was going to be starting to do some sound healing. This is before I even knew about you.
Hmm.
And our mutual friend commented and said, "You have to, speak to Jay." And I was like, "Okay, no problems." And so then I went and did a bit of research, as you do with the recommendation, and I just saw little tidbits of your trainings and just felt an instant connection and calmness with you and the way that you taught.
Mm.
And I was like, it was just kind of a no brainer for me. It was like, this has landed in my world at the perfect time, exactly what I needed. And it just all aligned. Because that very first workshop that I attended with you
Yeah.
was literally the day after I'd post my first announcement campaign type of thing. And Lan had just said, "Yep, you need to meet this guy." And it was the following night was your first experience. And I was kind of just hooked in from after that.
Just like that. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I've had a beautiful lady, Maya, I've been speaking with today, and yesterday a guy named Simon, and they both said the thing that's attracted me to you is your frequency. It's like your
Mm-hmm.
frequency. Literally, like the first thing they saw of me was me playing music, and there was something
Yep.
about that frequency that led them to connecting more deeply, and then the frequency of the conversation. And I just love what I do. It's so
Yep.
natural for me to the point where I mentioned before this call, some people lately are like, are you AI? Because you're just like, you really like replying to the things like I reply to everyone personally. And
Yep.
it's just that love. Like, I just love what I do. And when
I
we
think
love
that
what we
really
do,
comes through, really, really comes through for you as well in your
yeah,
teaching style, but also in your conversations. And you truly have a genuine care about helping people bring this to the world, whether or not it's with you or through some other medium, but you
yeah.
just have a genuine care about the industry as a whole, but
Yeah.
also the person on an individual level, which I found was incredible, and it kind of just was really comforting because it's
Mm.
kind of, I like felt like I had you in my corner from day
Yeah,
one, kind of thing.
totally. And always
Yeah,
like, yeah, let's keep growing this. This is just the beginning. So
yeah.
love it. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, it lights me up hearing this. What surprised you? What surprised you most about the way the training was taught? I guess was there things that you got that you didn't expect to get?
Yeah, definitely. So even just from how the course was laid out, as far as like it was chunked down in such beautiful little increments, so it wasn't like it was too overwhelming.
Yeah,
Um, so even for me going in with that, limited, but still having some sound musical background, like I knew what a scale was, and having played piano before, I understood the basics of it. But the way in which you broke it down into really succinct little videos,
yeah,
and then also gave us access to free apps that could also help us accommodate our training.
yeah,
So that, and I mean, I binged it. I really did.
yeah, yeah. You
Like it was
did.
like when I started, I just wanted to keep going through it and just learn
Yeah,
as much as possible. So, yeah, just the simplicity of how you explain things in a
yeah,
very humanistic form. It wasn't like your typical musical theory type of
yeah,
teaching.
yeah,
And then combining that with your knowledge and your passion that comes through, and then yeah, also like providing recommendations for the apps to then help us continue on that
yeah.
journey was really cool.
Definitely. And just a presence like, although we do cover some really expansive, deep musical concepts within the program, the way I teach, I'm really sensitive to people's trauma and thoughts around the words, like even like music theory and scales. When you said the S word, I was like, oh, like I just want a presence for anyone that heard that and heard that scale word, because literally it makes people go, like, I see it all the time, like that trauma from their 8 or 10 year old experience with that music teacher that's like, you must do the scales every day, like not even telling them why. By the way, for anyone that is into music, without going on too much of a rant, a scale is a selection of notes, not just necessarily to practice over and over and over, but the reason to learn scales is it gives you a selection of notes that create a certain sound or emotion over a soundscape, like over a chord. If someone's playing a G chord, there's a certain scale or certain selection of notes that you can choose to play over that G chord that will make you feel a certain way. For instance, a major scale is happy and uplifting. A minor scale will be more sad. So without going too deep down that rabbit hole, and in the program, I don't really teach any scales as such or talk that music theory language, but I do break it down into things like increments and intervals between the notes, which is hugely expansive, but I think I do it in a way that hopefully isn't traumatizing for anyone and is really adaptable and fun.
Very much so. And I think
Back
that
me up
was
here.
sort of, yeah, I think that's sort of my point that I was trying to make. Like even having that, if I didn't have that prior knowledge
Yeah,
that was traumatized, to be
yeah,
honest, if
yeah,
I didn't have that, I would have understand it beautifully.
yeah, 100%.
So there is no need for anyone who's considering doing the course to have any kind of musical history or
Not at
experience
all.
before, because
Yeah,
the way that you break it down is so amazing. And I truly wish there was music teachers like you in schools,
yeah,
because it would just shift the entire curriculum.
yeah. There is. I've been training them, and
Oh,
there is
amazing.
there is others out there too that are incredible. I know of quite a few of them, so there is hope. But yeah, I think it's not there's hope. There's so much hope, but yeah, I hear you, and it's important to raise the bar. And I always just tell people, whether they've had that experience or they've got a teacher that they make sure they resonate with their teacher. Number one, if you're not resonating with your teacher, and if your teacher's not adaptable and teaching you what you want to learn, as in that style or that song or that artist, fire them and get one that can, because that's a non-negotiable. You need to learn what you love, otherwise it's just not so much fun. So
Absolutely.
um, and you kind of just answered this, but how would you describe the learning process? Was it complicated or did it feel simple and structured?
It was very simple and very structured. As I said,
Yeah,
like when I started it, the way that it was just broken down into just succinct little pieces that you could either then go and practice on further,
Yeah.
or you could easily move on to the next sort of section of the training without any hesitation at all. As I said, I completely binged it because I just loved it.
Yep.
Um, and I just found it so easy to work through.
Amazing. I love that. And that's the idea. Man, I did, so many years of teaching those programs before I started recording them in the portal and ironing out all the kinks and all the things. So, and it's great that you got that little pating going off in the background because it makes people know that we're not AI. We are real people.
I'm trying to
Don't
silence it
worry
for
about
you.
it. It's awesome. It's great. So, and at what point did you start feeling confident using your sound? I mean, you already had a bit of confidence with sound healing anyway, but do you feel more confident, since doing the program?
Definitely. So having that background now, and really understanding like how to create different types of emotions and the importance of the way that you structure your sound healing, to have the best outcome for your clients was super important for me, because I think I felt that that was the missing piece. Like I could
Yeah.
play my bowls, like I'd practice playing my bowls, but being able to invoke the relative emotion, that you want to take that client on the journey for. I
Yeah.
think that was the missing piece for me. And the way that you explained it and structured it just gave me that comfort that I could do it with ease.
So good. It's so interesting. I think of those energetic templates and, the emotional interval templates that we use with the different intervals, but the energetic templates of taking people on all those different journeys from what I call, like, that rainbow experience, or, the different snake kind of shapes and all the ups and downs. That's that's a game changer. That the way the confidence that gives you, but the experience you get to generate for your clients along the way is a complete game changer, as opposed to that flat kind of just playing the bowls and doing the thing. It's a whole experience now.
Yeah, because I think you get to feel it yourself at the
Yeah.
first level,
Yeah.
and then knowing that you can feel it yourself, you know that you can invoke that in other people as well.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that was the beautiful part, and the way that you did explain how it connects to the different sort of energy centers of the body, and as you're explaining the different parts and the way that you use the music to create the different feelings. It was just so simple to understand. Like, I know for someone coming in, it might sound a little bit complex,
Yeah.
but the way in which you break it down, like it was
Yeah.
a 10-year-old would understand it
Yeah.
easily.
Absolutely.
Easily.
I love that. Did you do the medicine drum course as well?
No, I haven't done that
Okay.
yet, but I
Cool.
do have a beautiful drum that I bought. So that was my next sort of probably on my agenda to
Okay,
do.
we'll talk about that after this
Yeah.
call. Can you share a moment, or is there a moment along this journey where you were a bit more, wow, I can actually do this? Like, was there a sort of a confidence or a,
I think the first sound healing session that I hosted after the course, like it felt incredible. Like it's so
mm,
hard to articulate the feeling that I had from sitting down, and just like there was only a few ladies that I'd invited as
yeah,
my sort of trial,
yeah,
and it felt like home, if that makes
mm,
sense. Like it just
absolutely.
felt natural and easy and
It's my happy
exactly
place.
where I needed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
And what did your clients say?
They were amazed by it. They were like, I can't believe how quick it went. Like, can we do this all the time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That
that was really cool.
I love that. That's one thing about music, that like time and space disappears. I always tell the story, like I was 13 years old when I'd sort of mastered my craft enough on the guitar to play freely and to improvise freely without thinking about where to put my fingers or what notes to play. And I remember at 13 was the first time I got so lost in my first guitar solo that I forgot who I was and where I was, and had my first kind of outer body experience, so to speak, that kind of led me into studying, like, yoga and spirituality in the long term. Um, But, it wasn't until people started clapping at the end of my solo that I opened my eyes at 13 and been like, oh, and I was literally shocked that I was there in front of people. Like, I completely forgot who I was, where I was. And that's the beauty of music. And I think, with Autism Music Australia and stuff as well, it's like the
Mhm.
beauty of music and how it takes people away from whatever's going on in your world. If you've got music, you've always got music to come back to, no matter what, to go there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's that time and peace and space that you give yourself, and you're gifting yourself by either hosting a session or attending a session to drop out of your head and into your heart.
Yeah.
Um, and for a lot of people, I feel like that's where the struggle is real at the moment in the world today. Like, people are so stuck in their heads and they forget how to just relax and be
Mm.
soft with themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Oh, so how has this changed the way you see yourself, not just as a practitioner, but as a person?
Oh, it's definitely given me confidence just in myself, and sort of reassured me that this path that I want to lead more into, so and host more sessions and stuff like that, is the right journey for me, because it was
Yeah.
just so effortless,
Yeah.
and the timing and the synchronicity of everything that occurred in my world around the same time, because I was doing some external training as well, and it just aligned perfectly with the way in which you taught, but also the methodology that you used and the actual content that you did. It just mirrored it beautifully. And so it was like another um, confirmation type of thing. Like, every time I would do the next piece of the course, I was like, yes, I've just learned about that. So it just like solidified it in me that um, it was all interconnected.
Yeah.
And then that would then allow me to then bring a range of different modalities together.
Mm, goosebumps. Whew. So good. So good. So, two more questions. What would you say to someone who feels called to sound healing but doesn't feel musical or confident enough and is thinking about doing the sound healing facilitator training?
Don't think twice about it.
Mm,
Feel into your heart. You already know that you want to do it.
yeah.
I personally, and I'm not getting paid to say this,
Yeah.
but I personally couldn't see anyone better than you, Jay, to teach what you
Mm,
do with such passion and attention to detail, but genuine care.
yeah.
Um, I I wouldn't even look sideways at anyone else, to be honest.
Thank you so much. I love that. Oh, yeah. It's been such a mission to get to that point too. Just really sharing that magic. It means the world to me to hear you say that, and it means the world to me to show up like that. It really does. So thank you for acknowledging that.
Of course.
Um, Great. I think that's awesome. So just about you, like where can people work with you at the moment? Like where's your space? If someone wants to connect with you, have a sound healing experience, where will they find you, online or in person?
Yep. So I'm just starting getting more into my online presence.
Yep.
So Soulful Flow is the name of the company that I'm working with.
Yeah.
And I'm currently just starting to run the actual courses live in person. So they will move to at least a monthly session to start
Yep.
with. And then my long term vision is to do some more intimate training into softening back into the a nervous system reset,
Hmm.
particularly for women, but also for men that need that nervous system reset.
Yeah.
And then do some, if they feel the need to do, offer some one on one sessions as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for your time. Super grateful.
No, I appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Right back at you.